Picture this. You walk into Chipotle. The smell of sizzling steak fills the air. There's a line out the door, and that sweet, sweet moment when they don't charge extra for guac. But what if I told you that same company that once revolutionized fast food is now struggling to stay relevant? Scandals, lawsuits, and a PR nightmare that turned this food empire upside down. So, what happened? This is the rise and fall of Chipotle. In the late 90s, fast food was all about speed and price. Think McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Burger King. But one man, Steve Ells, had a different vision. Fast food that didn't feel like fast food. Fresh ingredients, customizable burritos, and a mission to serve food with integrity. Sound familiar? By the 2000s, Chipotle wasn't just another burrito joint, it was a movement. The brand grew like wildfire, expanding from a single shop in Denver to over 2,000 locations worldwide. Even McDonald's saw the potential and invested heavily. The stock price skyrocketed. Wall Street and foodies alike were obsessed. So, what went wrong? November 2015, customers in multiple states started getting violently ill. At first, it seemed like a few isolated cases, but soon the number exploded. The culprit? A mysterious strain of E. coli 026 linked to Chipotle. Over 50 people across 11 states are infected. Symptoms range from stomach cramps to severe kidney failure. The worst part? Even the CDC couldn't pinpoint exactly which ingredient was contaminated.
CDC has been working for the last several months with state and local officials and other federal officials to investigate 2 different outbreaks of E. coli 026 linked to Chipotle Mexican grill restaurants. And there was a lot of testing of different food products at Chipotle and tracing back, try to see if things were in common between different restaurants that were served where ill people ate. But unfortunately, we were unable to find anything that would have been in common between those restaurants.
No ground beef recall, no lettuce recall, nothing. That uncertainty, it destroyed customer trust. If Chipotle thought that nightmare was over, they were dead wrong. Just when things started to settle down, a norovirus outbreak at a Boston Chipotle sickened over 140 customers.
Health officials confirmed it was the norovirus that made dozens of Boston College students sick after eating at the Chipotle in Cleveland Circle.
At this point, people started asking, is Chipotle even safe anymore? And if that wasn't enough, another salmonella outbreak in Minnesota, linked to bad tomatoes, affected even more customers. 3 foodborne illnesses in a single year? That's not just bad luck, that's a systematic failure. Before the crisis, Chipotle stock was trading at a record high of $750 per share. After the outbreak, it crashed, over 40% in months, wiping out billions in market value. Store traffic dropped by 37%, and longtime customers jumped ship. Meanwhile, competitors like Qdoba and Moe's swooped in, offering safer alternatives. And Chipotle's PR team, they weren't exactly helping. CEO Steve Ells went on national TV issuing a half-baked apology that failed to reassure customers.
But first I have to say I'm sorry for the people who got sick. They're having a tough time, and I feel terrible about that, and we're doing a lot to rectify this and to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And I believe this will be the safest restaurant to eat at.
Yeah, customers did not buy it. The damage was already done. So what went wrong? The very thing that made Chipotle great, its commitment to fresh, locally sourced ingredients, also made it vulnerable. Unlike McDonald's, which relies on heavily processed and centralized food production, Chipotle's decentralized supply chain made food safety harder to control. Each store prepared ingredients fresh, daily, but without a centralized system for monitoring suppliers, even one bad shipment could spread nationwide before anyone noticed. And that's exactly what happened. By 2016, Chipotle was in full-blown crisis mode. They launched a massive PR campaign promising stricter food safety protocols, giving away millions of dollars in free burritos, and even temporarily closing every single US store for a nationwide food safety meeting. But the damage was done. Customers were afraid. Lawsuits piled up, and for the first time ever, Chipotle, the golden child of fast casual dining, was struggling to stay afloat. After hitting rock bottom, Chipotle had 2 choices: fade into obscurity or fight for a comeback. And what they did next? Well, it just might have saved them. By 2016, Chipotle was a shadow of its former self. Customers had lost trust, sales were in freefall, and the once unstoppable brand was at risk of fading into fast food history. So, how did they turn it around? First things first, Chipotle needed new leadership. Steve Ells, the company's founder and longtime CEO, stepped down in 2017 after failing to shake the company's food safety stigma. And who did they bring in to save the day? Brian Nicole, the former CEO of Taco Bell. Now, this guy was a marketing genius. At Taco Bell, he helped launch Doritos Locos Tacos and reinvigorated the brand. His mission at Chipotle? Rebuild trust, modernize the brand, and bring customers back. Next, Chipotle went all in on technology. They revamped their entire digital experience, launching a brand new app, a loyalty program, and online ordering options that made getting a burrito easier than ever. And then came the game changer, the Chipotle Lane. Unlike a traditional drive-thru, Chipotle Lanes were designed for mobile orders only. No waiting in line, no talking to a speaker box, just order ahead, pull up, and grab your food. And guess what? It worked. Digital sales skyrocketed by 174% in just a year. But tech wasn't enough. Chipotle needed to prove that their food was safe and exciting again. They completely overhauled their food safety protocols, introducing stricter ingredient testing, better employee training, and even a high-tech tracking system to monitor suppliers in real time. And then they went on the offensive. Instead of running from their past, Chipotle embraced it.
They know. They know Chipotle buys over 30 million pounds of local produce a year to support local farmers. And that these fajita veggies were cut, seasoned, and grilled fresh today. But you don't need to know all that to know that real food just tastes better. Chipotle, for real.
Then came the social media explosion. Chipotle tapped into TikTok influencer marketing and meme culture like never before. They even launched menu hacks like the famous quesadilla with extra cheese and fajita veggies that TikTok made famous. And don't forget celebrity collabs, from the Travis Kelce burrito to limited edition meals inspired by influencers. The result? Massive engagement, millions of new customers, and a brand reborn. By 2021, Chipotle's stock hit an all-time high of over $1,500 per share, double what it was before the food poisoning crisis. Sales rebounded, Chipotle lanes expanded across the country, and digital orders became a billion-dollar business. Chipotle went from one of the biggest food scandals in history to a remarkable comeback story. But does that mean it's invincible? The company still faces hurdles, inflation, supply chain issues, and fierce competition. Recently, they've even faced a portion size controversy. Over the past couple of years, Chipotle customers have taken to social media, especially TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter, to call out what they believe is shrinkflation.
Lately, Chipotle have not hit the same.
The fall off of Chipotle.
We talked about the downfall of Chipotle.
Outrageously small portion sizes.
Many users claim that they are paying the same or even more for burritos and bowls that are noticeably smaller than before. So what's happening? Inconsistent servings. Customers have posted side-by-side comparisons of Chipotle orders from different locations, showing wildly different portion sizes. Less protein, more rice. Many have noticed that employees seem to be skimping on proteins like chicken or steak, while giving extra rice and lettuce to make up for it. Price increases. Despite these smaller portions, Chipotle has raised prices multiple times since 2021, citing inflation and supply chain costs. So why is this happening? Inflation and cost of ingredients. The price of meat, dairy, and produce has skyrocketed in recent years. To maintain profitability, Chipotle may be subtly cutting portion sizes instead of raising prices even higher. Employee portion control training. Some reports suggest that Chipotle is cracking down on employees who overserve food. Workers say they are encouraged to stick to measured scoops rather than serving by feel. Digital order controversy. Customers ordering online or through the Chipotle app often complain that their portions are even smaller than the in-store orders. Since there's no face-to-face interaction, employees may be more likely to stick to stricter portion sizes. Customer backlash and social media uproar. TikTok videos with millions of views show frustrated customers opening their half-empty burrito bowls, joking that Chipotle is rationing food like it's the Great Depression. Reddit threads feature complaints like, "Chipotle is giving me a tablespoon of steak. This is robbery." So what's Chipotle's response? Well, Chipotle has denied intentional shrinkflation, claiming that portion sizes should remain consistent and that employees are expected to serve standardized portions. The CEO also went online to say that while you're ordering, if you give this weird little head nod to the worker, they'll give you extra in your bowl.
I can tell you the portions have not gotten smaller. One of the things I think it's great about Chipotle is if you come into the restaurant and you want a little more rice or you want a little more pico, all you got to do is kind of like, and usually our guys and women, give them a little more scoop.
Yeah, all right, I'm not doing that. So will this hurt Chipotle? While loyal fans still frequent the chain, many feel that the higher prices and smaller portions, making Chipotle a less attractive option compared to competitors like Qdoba. If this trend continues, Chipotle risks losing customers' trust, something they worked hard to rebuild after the food safety scandals. So what do you think? Is Chipotle truly back, or is another downfall on the horizon? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And also feel free to subscribe for more deep dives into business stories. Thank you so much for watching.